What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got Monday college basketball. Just like in all my videos, I'm going to go over each game against the spread, get you my predictions. So if you're new here or you just haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Definitely drop a like on the video as well. I would appreciate that. You know, football's out of the way. Full focus now, right? Our main priority is college basketball and college basketball only the whole rest of this season. That's nice. And you guys are more than welcome to scroll through all of my videos last year on the channel, the year prior, whatever you want to do in terms of building a larger sample size to really understand how I do in sports betting. But this is the time of year where I go on epic runs, 30-5, 40-5, 30-1. I just put up historical numbers. And I think I've started a new run, guys, this last Saturday. Really trying to build some momentum and really dial in here with college hoops. I went 6-2 on Saturday, up almost 8 units of profit. Sunday, I didn't bet. I was really focused on giving the best possible outcomes in the Super Bowl. So I passed. You know, I liked Maryland. I liked Nebraska and a couple others. It would have been another small winning day in college basketball. But, you know, no need to force action. I do think that's a good lesson as well. If you guys had money on the Chiefs or you had money on Saquon Barkley or any of these things that came up short in what was a really, really unpredictable Super Bowl, you know, don't feel the urge to get back in here on a Monday if you're not in love with these games. If you're not like head over heels super confident with any of these Monday college basketball games, there's hundreds this week. There's hundreds of games. I'm not kidding. There's hundreds of college basketball games this week. So don't feel the rush to, you know, try to get money back from the Super Bowl or anything like that. You know, bankroll management and really sticking to your unit size and managing your bankroll correctly is the only way you can get through sports betting correctly. I know a lot of people, you know, preach that and act like they know everything and they, you know, are from the future, but it is true. It really is true. If you're parlaying stuff or chasing losses, it's a death sentence and your bankroll probably won't last more than a week when you do have those tough times. So just something to keep in mind there. I do think, I'll put a part of a screenshot there up for you guys. I did post my entire season numbers for NFL here on YouTube in the community section. You can check that out after this video if you want. But that's another good example of bankroll management, right? If you guys remember the start of football season, I was just big favorites covering. It was just a lot of overs and big favorites. And for sharper pros, generally, that's just not a good sign. The public did really, really well, really for the whole season. But the first half of the season, it was just all, you know, the big square, casual public stuff cashing. And, you know, I was down quite a bit, around 20 units, a little bit over 20 units there through the first 4 weeks. So really had a struggle and just stayed the course, man. Just trusted my numbers, trusted 11 years of being profitable. And, yeah, we end up on top, 23.4 units of profit in addition to the Super Bowl, which is pretty nice. You know, if you're betting even $100 a pop, you know, that's over $2,300. If you're $1,000 better, if you're a little bit more serious into sports betting, you know, that's over $23,000 over the course of the football season. So, you know, when you have bad weeks, when you even have a bad month, like I said, the first 4 weeks of the season, I was in a pretty good hole there. So it would have been easy to jump off board, but yeah, you just pay attention to larger sample size and thinking longer term and managing your money accordingly. Everybody's going to lose in sports betting. You're going to have bad weeks, maybe even bad months from time to time. But if you manage your money correctly, you always come out on top, man. So just a little lesson there. Don't rush back to betting if you're not over the moon with some of these games here on Monday. So just kind of wanted to go on a little rant there, and, you know, maybe that'll pay dividends to you guys here on Monday. Maybe you won't go quite as hard as you planned on. No rush, but yeah, guys, I'm on a, you know, hopefully on a good run here. Like I said, this is the time of year where I just get red hot in college hoops. So who knows? Hopefully this is the start of a full month and a half run. Maybe I'll stay red hot all the way from here, you know, right through the tournament. So if you guys want my premium picks for today, for this whole week, a month, a year, whatever you want to do, the link to my website right in the description of this video, danspicks.net. I'll put you right on a text list and everything will just get sent right to your phone. The plays, the odds, and most importantly, how many units to put on each one. So if you guys are interested in all my college basketball picks moving forward, the link to the website's always in the description. But let me go ahead and pull up Pickett Sports here, and we'll run through the games. Not too many, but yeah, a couple good ones in the mix, and I think they're important to go over. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let me slide this over a little bit. All right, Lafayette and American. What are we doing here? 4.5? 4.5 here? Really? Let's see where the early money's coming in on this one. I know American's off a nice game. Yeah, and a lot of people are right back on him. It doesn't shock me. I'm not stunned with that. But I think I'm going to lean taking the 4.5 there. Next game down, North Carolina and Clemson. Really good tea, by the way. You guys drink a lot of tea? This is lemon ginger tea. You guys got to let me know in the comment section if you're tea drinkers and what your favorite tea is. I would love to know. North Carolina and Clemson here. Look, man, this is a kind of a contradiction, right? Clemson's off a massive upset. Clemson was a premium bet for me in the client list on Saturday. We cashed on them. Even told a couple people I thought they would win the game outright, but we took the points. We even got a 7.5. I think the line closed at 5.5. So that was a really nice play there on Clemson. 2.2 unit play there on Saturday. Look, situationally, this is bad. I mean, they're off of a Duke upset. This is just not how you bet on sports. It's so hard to just return to the team. They had Dickie V there. It was a crazy crowd. They rushed the court. Big upset. Number 2, Duke goes down. But on the other side, man, Carolina is awful. They are horrible. Really bad. Really terrible. But I'm going to lean their way here, man, just based on the situation. I mean, is there anybody on planet Earth that's going to bet North Carolina tomorrow? Anybody? Is there anybody? I know you can get 6.5 points with the Tar Heels. And that looks, on most years, it looks like a freebie. Clemson's the better team, and they're the better team by an incredible amount. But the situation sometimes even outweighs, the rosters here. I'm going to lean on Carolina to probably lose the game by 4 or 5 points and just get a really, really ugly cover just based on the situation. But you know what? At minus 240, and I almost never, I do not do this. I never do this. Extremely rare. If you want to do a parlay, and I'm not talking some 5-6 team thing in college basketball trying to make a fortune. If you can find one other thing to pair it with, Clemson at minus 240 on the money line, I do think works. It makes sense. You only have to find one other game of kind of an equal measurement to come out with a pretty good odds. They're not going to lose the game. The Tar Heels are horrible. I just think off the situation and just the way that sports work and just doing this for so long, I think North Carolina just gets a really stinky, really ugly cover, and Clemson survives and wins another one. They're the significantly better team. And if Clemson does show up here and it's not a letdown spot and they keep the momentum going, make no mistake about it, Clemson can win this game by 30. North Carolina is that bad. So, if you're one of those people who are really, really strong and feel adamantly about Clemson today, I want you to look into an alternative spread at plus money, not a huge wager, but maybe just sprinkle a little bit of money on Clemson minus like 19.5, right? Clemson win by like 20 plus at a really big plus price, something to consider if you don't think it's a letdown spot or kind of a distraction spot for Clemson. But just based on the spot, North Carolina was an ugly game against Pitt, but it was still a win. So at least you have like a little bit of momentum from it. I think they can somehow slide in and cover the number, still lose the game. Mississippi Valley, Alcorn State, lay it there. Southern and Alabama State, I think the wrong team's probably favored. I'm going to lean taking Alabama State, getting 3.5. Texas A&M Commerce here, McNeese. Another huge giant spread. Give me the points. Maybe it's a 15-point game. I'm going to look at SF Austin in this one. They're better than what they've shown this year. They are better than what they've shown. I'm gonna lay the small number, 2.5. Hopefully it's not a trap line. I'll lay the 2.5 there. New Orleans getting 12 in this spot. Is that enough? Incarnate Word laying 11.5. Do we want to take 12? New Orleans is bad, man. They're a whole level of bad. But is 12 enough? I don't think so. I think lay the points. Northwestern State, Nichols here. I don't think you overthink this one. I think you just lay the 6.5 with Nichols. That's a pretty strong line. Howard and Maryland Eastern Shore. I think is same thing here. I think lay the points, man. 6.5's reasonable. They're the better team. I get the spot's not great, but I'll lay 6.5 with Howard. Arkansas Pine Bluff and Jackson State. Give me the points. They probably lose by like 8 or 9. North Carolina A&T and Campbell. Man, another tough one. Big line. Should be a comfortable win. But I think the line's accurate. I think it's going to be right around 10 to 15 points. I'm going to lean taking the points here. Give me the 13.5. Bethune-Cookman, Texas Southern, good game here. And you're going to give me a 3 with Bethune? Sure, I'll take the 3 points. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi here in Lamar. Give me that 1.5. I think the wrong team's favored. Southeast Louisiana, we got Sela here. We got Houston Christian. Line looks short. It'll look short. Give me the Lions. I'll take the 2 points. Grambling, Alabama A&M. I'll go with Grambling. Give me Grambling. Money line play. I'm not going to lay a point. Maybe they do win the game by 1. Minus 115. Sign me up. Florida A&M, Prairie View, coin flip game. Florida A&M getting a 1.5. Yeah, give me that. Give me that 1.5. I think Florida A&M wins the game outright. Baylor, Houston. So there's 2 big games, right? In my opinion. You guys know me. Well, maybe you don't if you're new to the channel, but most of you know me. I focus mainly on the power conferences, right? Or some of at least the next tier down, not like 2 or 3 tiers down, like just the next tier. You know, West Coast Conference, Mountain West, Mississippi Valley, like, or Missouri Valley. So here's the next big game, right? We got Clemson and UNC, and we got Baylor and Houston. Those are the big games. Charlotte and Florida. Look, there's a lot of good games on the slate. I don't know about the injuries, man. I don't know what we're going to get with Sharp. I don't know what we're going to get with Cryer. Baylor has another tough injury. I don't know here. I wanna just take Houston. Maybe first half. You know, cut that number down. Houston defense. I mean, we saw the big comeback from Baylor to take out Kansas. Now, that was on a home court. This is significantly different. But I could see a pretty solid, a pretty dominant first half by Houston. Maybe they're up 6 or 7 at the break, which would be a cover. You know, the first half line in a game like this is probably going to be 4.5 or 5. So I think Houston probably covers the first half. Does Baylor and Scott Drew make some adjustments? Do they kind of lock in and dig their claws into this game and fight in that second half to get a backdoor cover? I think that's definitely possible, especially if they're just hanging around that margin. You know, the whole game is just floating back and forth between, you know, Houston up a bucket or 2, and then maybe they balloon the lead up a little, and then Baylor fights back, and it's just kind of one of those things. But at the end of the game, Baylor slides in the back door and only ends up losing by like 6 or 7. I could see a result like that. So I think I would lean Houston in the first half, but I would really need some up-to-date injury reports. There's a lot of moving parts in a game like this. Tough one to bet, man. This is a really tough Monday, and I love Mondays. You guys know me. Saturdays and then Monday through Wednesday is most of my betting with college basketball. It's just a tough Monday. Charlotte and Florida Atlantic. Florida laying 12? No. Give me the 12.5 with Charlotte. Fresno State, Nevada. I think you just got to lay it, right? I mean, Fresno is just bad, man. They just get beat up on just way too often. 14.5 is crazy. I feel like this line should be 10.5. I don't care. Even if it's 2 buckets too big, I can't take Fresno in this spot. I'm going to go Nevada here. Give me the Wolf Pack. I'll lay 14.5. And there you go, guys. There's your Monday. So Like I said, not the best Monday. It's not a record-setting Monday. It's not the best one I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's why I encourage you guys, if you did have a tough Sunday betting on the Super Bowl, I just don't feel the urge, man. There's going to be just one of the biggest and best slates you've ever seen tomorrow, Tuesday, Super Tuesday. I believe we got Tennessee and Kentucky, and it's loaded, man. It's loaded. I'm going to have so many plays tomorrow on Tuesday. It'll make your head spin. As far as tonight, I don't even know, man. I don't even know if I'm going to be touching this Monday. So hopefully you guys do well on Monday. I should find a play or two to send out to the client list that's worth at least something. And yeah, it's going to be a good week. We're going to build on this Saturday, 6-2 Saturday. It's time to go on a run. And I'm not talking a week. I'm talking like a run, like one of my historical, 1 to 2 month just heaters, just dozens and dozens of units of profit. Ended the football season in that fashion. And I think it's time to end college basketball in the same way. So looking forward to, just focusing only on college hoops the rest of the way. See you guys in the next video.